Okay, concept number 2 is solving by substitution. So our objective is I can solve systems of linear equations in 2 variables by substitution. Pretty straightforward, but just so that you know what your objective is for this lesson, we're going to write it down. Okay, I can solve systems of linear equations in 2 variables by substitution. Okay, so the substitution method is a method of solving systems of equations, duh, because that's what we're working on, by substituting, duh, because it's called substitution, equations within one another. It sounds complicated, but it's really not. Okay? So substitution method is a method of solving systems of equations by substituting equations within one another. Okay? So, steps to solve. Step 1, solve one equation for either x or y. One of those will work. It doesn't always have to be x and it doesn't always have to be y. Okay? Step 2, substitute this expression into the other equation and solve for the variable. Okay? Step 3, substitute again your answer into the revised equation from step 1 and solve for the other variable. Okay? That's basically substitution. It's substitute, solve, substitute, solve. Okay? It's pretty straightforward. So I'm going to do all the odds with you, okay? And then in class we'll do all the evens. Okay? So I want you to look at number 1. I want you to check, is there a variable by itself? Okay, that's what I want you to check first. Is there a variable by itself? If there is, awesome, let's use it. So number 1, 2 of them are by itself. We have 2 y's that are by itself. We don't have to use both of them. We can pick and choose whichever one we want. I'm going to pick the top one. Okay, this says y equals 4x minus 1. And this says y equals 2x minus 5. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take what this y equals and plug it in for this y here. Okay, so let me zoom in a little bit so you can see. So since this says y equals this, which is the same thing as saying y is the same as this, I can take this expression and plug it in for y down here. So it's going to look like this. 4x minus 1 equals 2x minus 5. I replaced y down here with this. So now we just solve for x. Okay? I'm going to subtract 2x. So 2x minus 1 equals negative 5. I'm going to add 1. And I'm going to divide by 2. X equals negative 2. Okay, so I have my answer for x. I'm going to take this and plug it into this equation here. It doesn't matter which one you pick. You can pick any one you want. I'm going to use this one though because this looks easier. So I found x, I'm going to substitute it back in. So over here it's going to look like y equals 2 times negative 2 minus 5. Now we're going to solve for y. Okay? So y equals 2 times negative 2 is negative 4 minus 5. So y equals negative 9. So our answer, remember our answer has to be a coordinate, negative 2, comma, negative 9. And that's our solution. Okay? I did that one kind of slow so that you can keep up with me and see what's happening. So let's do number 3. Is there a variable by itself? Yes, this y is by itself. So I'm going to take whatever y is equal to and plug it in for y. Okay? So this is going to look like this. 3x plus 8 times x plus 9 equals negative 5. What I did was I took what y is equal to and replaced it. Okay, so this was y before, now it's x plus 9. And then I'm going to solve for x. So I'm going to distribute. Okay, so 3x plus 8x plus 8 times 9 is 72 equals negative 5. Okay, I'm going to combine like terms. 3x and 8x make 11x. Okay, I'm going to subtract 72. 11x equals negative 5 minus 72 is negative 77. You will not need a calculator for this, okay? You won't need one. Then I'm going to divide by 11. X equals, so negative divided by a positive is a negative. 77 divided by 11 is 7. Okay? I'm going to take this and plug it into this one because that one looks easier. You can pick whichever one looks easier to you. Okay? So y equals negative 7 plus 9 because x was negative 7. Well, negative 7 plus 9 is just 2. Okay? So our solution is negative 7, 2. Okay? And that's it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 left. Okay, so let's flip this page over. Okay. This time there is no variable by itself, but we can get one by itself pretty easily. Let's get y by itself. So let's write 2x plus y equals negative 2. I chose this one because it's one that's going to be really, really easy to get y by itself. Okay? All I have to do is subtract 2x. So y equals negative 2x minus 2. Pretty easy. Okay? So I'm going to substitute this in for this y here. Okay? So it's going to look like this. 5x plus 3 times, negative 2x minus 2 equals negative 8. Okay? Then I'm going to solve. 5x, 3 times negative 2x is negative 6x. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6 equals negative 8. 5x minus 6x is negative 1x minus 6 equals negative 8 plus 6 negative x, the 1 is still there, I just chose not to write it, equals negative 2 divide by negative 1 and x equals 2. Okay? I'm going to plug that into any equation I want, probably this one here, because that one looks easiest. Okay? So I'm going to go 2 times 2, or you know what, what's even easier than that? Let's plug it into this equation here, because I already have y by itself. So y equals negative 2 times 2 minus 2. Okay? So y equals negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. Minus 2 is negative 6. So my solution, 2, negative 6. Okay? All right, let's keep going. This one, it's going to be easier to get x by itself. You can tell because there's no coefficient and it's positive. So let's rewrite that down here. Okay? All I have to do to get x by itself is subtract 5y. X equals 4 minus 5y, and that's it. So I'm going to take this and replace that x with that. Okay? So 3 times 4 minus 5y plus 15y equals -1. Okay? Distribute. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times -5y is -15y plus 15y equals -1. Uh-oh. -15y plus 15y cancels. So this is now saying 12 equals -1. But does 12 equal -1? No. This does not work. So this actually has no solution. Do you remember what kind of lines have no solution? Parallel lines have no solution. Okay? These two lines are parallel. All right, let's do the next one. Okay. Let's get y by itself, because that's going to be easiest. So, if you already know what to do to get y by itself, you don't have to do this step. I'm doing this step for those who still need me to show what to do. Okay. I'm going to take this and plug it in here, because I'm using the other equation. So, 6x plus 3 times -2x plus 18 equals 54. Okay? Distribute. 6x. 3 times -2x is -6x plus 3 times 18 is 72. Oh, wait, hang on. No, it's not. It's 54. Silly. 54. Okay. What's 6x minus 6x? Well, that's 0. 54 equals 54. Yes. I have no more variables. So whenever I have a number equals itself, that means I have an infinite number of solutions. So I don't have one specific solution. That means these two lines are the same. Okay, they're the same lines. So they have an infinite number of solutions. Okay, so let's do one more, and then we'll be done. This one, I'm going to get this y by itself. So let's rewrite this down here. This is going to be a little bit more involved. Okay, I'm going to subtract 3x. Okay, so -y equals -3x minus 8. What I can do to make this y positive is just change all the signs. So it's actually y equals 3x plus 8. Okay. So I'm going to take this and plug it in here. All right. So 5x plus 2 times 3x plus 8 equals 5. Distribute. 5x plus 2 times 3x is 6x. 2 times 8 is 16. Equals 5. Combine your like terms. 5x and 6x make 11x. Okay. Subtract 16. 5 minus 16, well, 5 minus 10 is -5. -5 minus 6 is -11. Or an easier way, 5 minus 5 is 0. 5 from -16 is -11. Okay? So, divide by 11. X equals -1. Okay? Take this and plug it in to this one here, because that's going to be the easiest way to do it. So y equals 3 times -1 plus 8. Okay. Well, 3 times -1 is -3. -3 plus 8 is just like 8 minus 3, so that's 5. So your solution, finally we have one, is -1, 5. Okay. So that's how you solve systems of equations by substitution.